people just don't care anymore. People just don't care in general. And I know there's people, like, as people, most of us care about things, care about some stuff. But I'm talking about, like, so many people, society. Go outside, be around people. People just don't care. And why is that? I mean, I'm sure we can name, what you would think realistic reasons, or just things in general, things that how society is working and things that are going on right now that can contribute to those things in a sense. But why? I don't think it takes a genius. I don't think you have to be super smart to realize, even if you feel bad yourself, why treat people poorly? Why yell at people or bully people? Why be so hateful? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't take a genius to figure out, oh, if you treat somebody how you want to be treated, the odds are, you're going to be pretty happy. If you treat somebody with kindness, 9 times out of 10, they're going to give it back. Or they might have been feeling a certain way, but because you were kind to them, they're going to be kind to the next person. And I know it's not a perfect world. We do not live in a perfect world. There's always going to be things that happen, things that are said, things that rub us the wrong way. We might have trusted somebody with one thing, but something happened and we can't trust them that same way in that same area again. I understand that. I think we all do. But it can't be just a few of us and people like myself that know that you just don't treat people like crap. You don't be ignorant. You just don't go down the street and shoot somebody or beat somebody up just because you didn't like the way they looked, or whatever the case may be. Something little, something small, or what I experienced yesterday. Cutting through the corner of someone's yard, which I always do. A lot of people do on that specific spot just because it's a busy street and it's just easier, especially when there's traffic going. And it just, like, they didn't yell at me, but you could tell they were pretty hateful about it. And I just wanted to be so mad back. I wanted to be angry at them back. But is it worth it? Not really. Does it make anybody feel better? Not really. Maybe the person that's mad in the first place, which, I get it that I was walking through someone's corner of their yard. I understand that. That's their yard, and I respect that. And I apologized, and I told them I would try to do better. I said, I'm sorry. And I'm sure there's going to be a moment, and I've already thought about this. I know there's going to be a moment where I'm tired or whatever. I'm just not thinking, and I probably will do it again. Not on purpose. I try to respect people, and that is their yard. But they were just, they seemed so mad, so bitter, and for what? I'm pretty sure that's the same person I've said hi to a few times that live at that house. I'm believe that's, she's always seemed cool. Like, I've never had a bad interaction with that person. My bad, getting caught up in my words. But yesterday, it seemed like the worst day. Like, that yesterday, I should have, like, I'm surprised I didn't react. I'm surprised I didn't give the same attitude, energy back, because that was the day to do it. I swear that was the day for me to do it. Out of all the days that they could have said something about, oh, there's a street right there, you don't have to walk in my yard. Like, I had to walk to the store with a cane because I was in so much pain, after a long day. I got autoimmune disease, going through hormone issues, premenopause, all those good things. And I have a cyst on one of my ovaries. Where my cyst is, I don't know, it's been hurting really bad. The pain comes and goes, and, been to 2 doctors and they're like, oh, well, unless it's big enough, we don't worry about it type attitude. And okay, but it still hurts pretty bad. I had to use a cane to get through that pain to walk to the store. And they chose the day they saw me walking with the cane. And I'm sure that's not why they said what they said, but that's how I felt, how I felt. I'm like, out of all days, you're going to wait till you see me. In my mind, I'm thinking, all the days, you're going to wait till you see me walking with the cane to tell me, like, oh, you see the streets there, don't walk through my grass, walk around. Anyways, that just, I could have gave the same energy back, and who knows how they would have reacted. A lot of people that are mad or that have an attitude type feel to them to begin with, which sure, she technically had the right. It is her yard. Like, she didn't yell or anything, but she just seemed kind of bent out of shape about it, and it just really, like, why get mad? Like, it does not kill the grass. The grass is fine. Like, someone stepping on grass is not the worst thing in the world. But I mean, I get it. But sometimes when people are mad, like in general, like if you go to the grocery store or you're walking down the street or you go to the park, sometimes you run into people that are just mad, right? And you can be mad back, but where does that really get anybody? And some of the time, those people are looking for a reaction. They're trying to invite that in because their way of coping is putting that onto you, even if they don't realize it. Sometimes people don't even realize they're doing it. It's just what they know, what they were taught, how they grew up, whatever the case may be. And there are those people and those group of people that, I just feel better being ignorant to somebody, and that makes me feel better. And people will say that. Some people will own it. Some people will, lash out at you hoping you would do it back so they have a reason to start a fight. Some people are looking for a fight, and then there's just some people that they just want to yell and have an argument, cuss you out because that makes them feel better. And a lot of people thrive off of that. A lot of people live like drama. A lot of people don't know how to be alone. A lot of people don't know how to deal with, peace and quiet. Society is big in general on just seems like lashing out. People like, they just like drama, it seems like. I don't know. Like, if you look around, if you watch people thrive off of chaos. And people like chaos and somewhat destruction, and people get off on that. Why? I mean, I don't know. I grew up around a lot of that, and there's times where maybe sure it felt a little exciting, but not really. Or, oh, haha, that happened to them, but not really. I was never, I get it. I felt like that in certain aspects of my life, certain situations. I kind of felt that like, oh, that kind of makes me feel good. But then, I knew, no, that's not right. It seems like it, but that's just because of maybe what I've gone through or what I'm going through. But that's not cool that happened to that person or that person over there. It's just not right. And we got to do better as people. We really do. I can't stress that enough. And a lot of the people that are angry and that lash out, a lot of them are adults. Yeah, kids do it too, but not like adults. And a lot of things teenagers, I'm going to use teenagers in general. A lot of things teenagers do, it's a reflection of how they're raised, how they're taught, or who they're around, or who their parents have them around. And it's not always the parents' fault. People say it starts at the home. Sometimes it does, but you can raise your kids perfectly, say in a perfect world, the best. You can take them to church, you can take them, around good people. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, eventually they're going to choose their path. They're going to do what they want to do. It's not all on the parents. But, kids aren't in general that mad. Kids in general don't just try to lash out. You know, it starts somewhere, and sometimes it is kids just being kids, but to a certain degree. It's not worth it, y'all. Being mad and lashing out in anger is not worth it. And it also breaks my heart when people say hurt people, because that's something very easy to say. And I guess in a sense it kind of, I don't know, people understand it. They're like, oh, hurt people. They can kind of they comprehend that easily. And I don't know, but in all reality, that's not 100% true. If anything, it's half true. A lot of hurt people don't hurt people because they know what it feels like to hurt. You know, they know what it's like to be treated a certain way. Do hurt people sometimes? Yeah, absolutely. But there's good people that hurt people too, or there's people that go through a certain situation that were good, but they went through something, so they do it to somebody else. It's not that black and white. It's not that simple. A lot of hurt people do their best to treat people good because they want their surroundings to be the same. They want people to treat people right. They want to get away from, you know, the situation or environment that they're in. They want to change people around them because they know what it's like to feel, you know, disrespected or hurt or just going through something that they just shouldn't have to. But anyways, I wanted to share that people don't have to be so bitter. We don't have to be so angry. And yeah, there's things that go on in life. There's things currently going on in this world and society, the way things are being done, you know, inflation, money problems, food issues, and, you know, people that control the way the game in this world is running right now. But that isn't the people around you, that's not their fault. And, you know, even if people are political, or even if you voted for someone and they voted for someone else, you're not each other's problem. And I promise you, at the end of the day, if you're a political person, which I am not, whether you're right or left or blue or red, whatever the colors are, however that works, Republican, Democrat, I don't know. I can promise you, at the end of the day, there is good and on both sides. Good and bad. There's good and bad on both sides, no matter how you look at it. There's no one side better than another. If you want my honest opinion, and it's probably the closest to the truth that you will hear from the people that try to tell you, is politics in general. And this is just my opinion, my understanding. I'm not saying I'm all right either. It's a distraction from the bigger picture. It's a distraction to keep you guys divided and not coming together. If we cannot come together as one, as a whole, together, you know, love, understanding, where is that going to get us? Absolutely nowhere. We say we want change. We say we want things to happen around the world and everyone to come together and people stop taking lives and hurting people. But that starts at home. That starts in your community, baby. That starts in your neighborhood. That starts with your neighbors, the people you see on a daily basis, whether it's the grocery store, at a doctor's office, it doesn't matter. But if you can't love the people around you, if you can't come together with the people that are probably, you know, in a sense, we all kind of want the same thing. Most of us we all kind of have the same agenda of love, peace, and, you know, civilization, and a certain level of, you know, morals and respect and just peace. And in order for that to happen, it starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with your community, the people that are around you now. If you cannot get along with them, if you cannot come together, because, for example, my situation yesterday that kind of just rubbed me the wrong way. Oh, how dare you step on my grass, or how dare you be a Democrat or a Republican, or how dare you vote for that president or that president. I'm sorry, but yo, those are petty things. It seems big because you were taught that. It seems like, oh, it matters because you were told that it was, and it conditioned, you were conditioned, you were taught that. Your brain remembers patterns, your brain, understands what you were taught, and that's what it knows. And it takes a lot to break those freaking patterns. It takes a lot to rewire the brain. It takes a long time sometimes, to retrain the brain. Actually ask questions, do your own research and reading, and look at the world around you. Don't just do and believe everything you are told. People will believe something that is far from the truth, even if there's facts, as long as you make it sound good. If you sound confident, if you look attractive, if you just have that oh man, I can feel that. I can feel it when they say that. If someone is confident, looks good, or holds themselves together a certain way, people will believe them even without fact checking it. Even if it's not true. If it sounds good, people will follow that. And that's a dangerous place to be in the world, and with us right now as a nation, as a community, as human beings, as a civilization. That is a dangerous place to be, when we don't even look for the truth. We just believe what sounds good. That's a dangerous place to be. And I don't, politics, how crazy it's gotten. Yeah, sure, maybe in the 70s and 80s a little bit, it was kind of like not even as bad as it is now, but it was kind of there, kind of not. And then the 90s, early 2000s, back when things were a little bit peacefuler, there were still problems, still issues, yes. But when things were a little more chill, and people were a little bit more nicer and all that, guess what? People weren't wrapped up in the head with politics and voting for this person or that person like they are today. And that's all people seem to care about in society, partly. And you all I promise you, the bigger picture, that ain't it. The bigger picture, that isn't the problem. We have to be friends. We have to be loving. We don't have to like each other necessarily. We don't have to be everybody's cup of tea. You don't have to hang out with everybody to love them. You don't have to hang out with everybody or agree on everything the same to be on the same page. Does that make sense? I don't know how we got to a spot in humanity or society or the way of thinking, oh, we are 100% the same in every way, we agree on everything the same, or we are total opposites, or you're not for me, so you're against me. That type of mentality, attitude will get us nowhere as a society, as people. And I encourage everybody to look in the mirror, look into themselves, take some time to just sit with yourself and reflect on your life, the way you think, the way you talk, the way you treat others, everything you understand and know, and just really question and ask about it. And the things that you have seen online or through the internet or heard from somebody, fact check that. Just do it. And what you learn through that and how you grow through that, that's good. That's okay. Don't be mad about it. Or if you find that you were wrong about something, or you didn't understand something quite right, but you learn from it and you understand, oh, okay, that makes sense. Don't beat yourself up about it, or the person you learned it from or heard it from. That's growth, baby, and growth is good. But I'm going to get off here, have some coffee, and anyways, good talk.